Welcome back to another episode. Well, today we're going to be talking about mindset shift. Throughout my 3 years of training so far, the commonality I've seen between my clients and the people I have conversations with, the commonality is a lot of people just don't have the mindset focus. I'll take it a step further too. It's also a priority. A lot of times when people try, achieve their fitness goal, whether that could be muscle building, losing fat, or what other goals you're trying to do with your fitness, is you don't make it a priority. And I know you guys probably thinking out there is like, well, it's easy for you because you work at a gym. It's like, I do have the upper hand over most of you guys, but at the end, before I was doing personal training, when I first moved down to Texas, I was doing turf landscaping. So I was waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I would do that for 10 hours, go away maybe 4 p.m., maybe even stay later. And then I would go work out right afterwards. So it'd be about like 5:30, 6 o'clock. I'll work out, get back, clean myself up, get all the things I need ready again, and then repeat that, rinse and repeat for like 3 months straight doing that. As again, it's like fitness was my priority while I was doing turf landscaping. And during those times, I was bringing my own meals. I had a big lunchbox. I would carry two full meals and then like a tuna and like some granola in between snacks because I had like a 10 minute window, so something down quick and easy. But during those times, I would bring my meals with me because I prioritized my fitness. Even though I was doing turf landscaping, even though for most of you guys that don't understand Houston weather, this shit's hot as hell here. Like you be out in like 80, 90, maybe 100 degrees. Humidity could be ranged from like 50 to 100% humidity. So it's like suffocation on top of being hot. So when you're just outside working in the pans, doing manual labor work, it gets brutal and it's toll taxing on your body. And then on top, I would go work out after that to damage my body more. I was like, at the time, like I was doing those things I didn't mind, but also too was prioritizing my health. So I was shifting that when I first moved down here. It was like, yeah, I had all these factors. I could tell myself like, nah, I don't need to work out 6 days a week, or I can only let me just skip it because I had a long day at work. It's like I could have done all those things, but I still prioritize my health. Same thing as like when I was out on sites, like the only convenient, like there's two conveniences: me bringing my own lunch, or I could go somewhere get fast food. Could go in the opposite direction, but I knew my health was more my priority, so that's what I did. And at the same time, it's like when people like go out when they travel or when they go to work, it's like they forget that gas stations have microwaves, guys. Like don't forget about that. So when people say it's like hard to travel or hard to do when it's on work or on the go, it's like gas station's a microwave. Bring your meal with you. Heat up your meal at a gas station. No one's gonna care. No one's gonna judge you for bringing your own meal into a gas station and microwave it. That's the whole purpose. Why would they have a microwave in the first place? So do those things if you have to. Now fast forward, after I did the turf landscaping, I went to door-to-door sales, and those hours were very long. I'll go from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. So I just again shift focus. So instead of working out at night, I had to work out early in the morning, and then I'll go to the office to practice, and then I'll go out to the neighborhoods. And so I was constantly just walking. Like I was averaging like 5 miles a day, but at the same time, I still prioritized my health. I still did the same thing. I packed my meals. I'll bring my own lunchbox. I'll go to gas station, heat up my food, and I'll go about it. And then in between breaks, I'll just go to the gas station. I was close by, heat up my food, eat, repeat. That's all I did. And that's how I would do it because I would plan myself. I also prioritize my health because I had to figure out, all right, it's a different schedule, different work because it's not as taxing as it was last time, but I'm doing lots more walking, stuff like that. So I had to kind of tailor to what my day-to-day activities were and also what my work schedule was and also the amount of work acclimation I was doing, like versus from like manual labor versus just walking and talking things that. So it's different spectrums. Now fast forward, yeah, I'm a personal trainer now or in the fitness where I'm like at a gym. But at the same time, I still prioritize my health. Like there'll be times where I had like 4 clients back to back and then I'll get a meal in. So it's like at the end of the day, no matter what job shift I changed throughout my course of like almost 4 years being down here, I still prioritize my health first, and I kind of just made the schedule around what I have between my work. And that's where it becomes like going back what I was talking about earlier, is like priority is just not there. And that's what a lot of times what I just hear from conversations from people or even with my clients is the mindset isn't that there, but also the priorities not there. So you gotta really take a look back and like really, ask yourselves like, is your health really the priority you want to go, or are you just kind of just going through the motions? But you also gotta understand is like when you guys are in this position of being like overweight or out of shape, is like you have to reverse engineer, right? You can't just think about just going get yourself whipped back in shape as be that easy. You gotta reverse engineer, you gotta figure out like how do you get yourself out of the shape first place, right? You also gotta think like Rome wasn't built in a day. So when you got yourself out of shape, it didn't take you a day. When you try and get yourself into shape, it's not gonna take you a day. So you gotta like flip that mindset. You gotta shift that mindset to understand that it's not over a day, it's not over a week, it's not over a month. It's gonna take us years on years to get yourself where you beat. Now it could take you faster, but again, it all depends on how's your mindset, how's your priorities. Because if we reverse engineer, like when you got out of shape, right? At some point, you're probably, let's just say you're working out 4 days a week, right? And then something can like then you have factors come across. You have adversity, loved one dying, breakup, job changing, transition to a different state. You have a lot of those things go on, right? On top of that, you start to wail off from working out. So you instead of 4 days, you go down 3, 2, 1. Then you're not really working out anymore, and you're not being active. Then we move over to nutrition, right? You're not cooking as many meals at home. You're starting to eat out more. You started to go happy hours. You started to do all these things, right? So you're going backwards on what you were doing originally. But again, you're reverse engineering. You're falling backwards to get yourself out of shape. Again, it didn't take you that week, that month, or that day to get yourself there. You did years on years of that same old habit of you not working out, of you not being active based on your job or just outside your job, and your nutrition wasn't on point. That's how it is. That's how you got out of shape. It's the same thing when you get back in shape, right? You gotta go back into working out. You gotta make sure your nutrition's on point. You gotta make sure that your priority's straight. So it doesn't matter when you got out of shape or when you get into shape. It all depends when your mindset and the priority was at. Because at the time when like you get out of shape, your priority was more you just didn't really give a fuck anymore. You're just like, I'm just gonna do what I want and make your priority of going out of shape. Even though you weren't consciously thinking about it, at the same time, that's where the priority of focus was shifting to. So when you try to shift that mindset back and be more conscious of what you're doing, get yourself back into that losing weight and that goal, whatever that is, losing fat or building muscle, you have to do the same thing. You have to make that a priority, more alert now, because this is what you need to do to get yourself there. So when you shifting back into that conscious part of going get yourself back in shape, whether it's losing fat, building muscle, whatever the case is you got to understand that you got to make that a priority. And what that priority looks like or what that mindset shift has to be is that's on you, whether that's a limited belief, whether that's a fear that you have, whether that's, some type of failure you had in life that you feel like it's going to happen again. It's like whatever you got to do to self-heal yourself that's what you got to do to get yourself in that direction of momentum and that mind state to get yourself in that position to get yourself fit. So you got to take a look at what your day-to-day schedule is, right? And I understand everybody says they're busy. I get it. We all do get busy moments throughout our life, and they say that, but are you really that busy? It's like, what's the business you're doing? Like, out of those, like, let's say 8 hours you're doing, like, are those actually 8 hours of busy work? Or are you just like doing 2 hours of work and dicking around the 6 hours? So you got to figure out like how much time you really utilizing, how much time could you have to implement something else, right? And we break it down more. It's like, listen, guys, you don't have to do. I get like there's tons of media, there's tons of information out there that's saying like, oh, like you got to do this, you got to like train like 10 hours a day to get this physique, or you got to eat this amount of food, you got to do this X, Y, and Z, right? There's a lot of things. I get that, but at the end of the day, you got to fit what's best for your schedule. There's been studies showing that 2, 3, even 4 times a week, it's just great for you to build muscle and to get to your results. And then on top, it only takes you probably between 7, maybe 13 hours per week to focus on your health. That's not really a lot. It's not asking a lot to prioritize your health, focus on your health. 7 to 13 hours. It's very doable. And it could be like 1 hour a day, or it could be 2. It depends on what you do. And again, like, it could be breaking up into working out, meal prepping, maybe get into cardio if you want to do cardio, if you don't do your steps. So if you break that down more, it's like that's all the hours is consistent into it. So all you're really asking yourself is, can you really add 7 to 13 hours of your time into your schedule to focus on your health? I think you can, because I'm pretty sure you're probably watching 2 4 hours on Netflix, binging shows, whatever that, well, Too Hot to Handle, whatever other shows you like to watch. I get it, like, yeah, it's fun, but you can prioritize where you can multitask. Go out for a walk, watch a show at the same time. Do something that's multitasking that you can focus on your health, but still enjoy the things you like to do. So just don't think like you're busy all the time or like you don't have the time to do. Is like one, you got to prioritize your health. Two, you got to build your mindset around it. And three, you just got to plan it. You just got to plan your workouts, your eating, your sleeping, your recovery, your daily activities on what you want to do around the schedule you have, and you just go from there. Then once you find that, it's just very simple to move yourself forward as years go on, because you understand, you have a plan, you know what to do, and it's not as second guessing or you try and figure out like all hell's is loose and like what you need to do or anything like that, because you already got a plan, you already got the steps. All you need to do is just implement it into your schedule. So you really want to get back into that high school weight, you really want to get back to those clothes, if you really just want to look good, feel good and things like that, start prioritizing your mindset and start prioritizing your health. Those are going to be the factors that's going to help you get there, and you're going to be looking better, you're going to be looking sexier, and you're going to be feeling more great than you ever did before. So prioritize your health and focus on your mindset. Guys, I appreciate the likes, the comments, the subscribes. I'll catch you guys in the next one.